Hello, fight fans. Welcome to another episode of Boxing Rampage. I am your host, JC, assisted by Flacco. Say what's up.
Good evening, everybody. And tonight is episode 10. 10. Yeah. Tonight we're going to be talking about
the post-fight reviews
post-fight
for
review.
Badou Jack and James Degale, as well as Gervonta Davis and Jose Pedraza. Also, the Erislandy Lara fight and the Anthony Durrell fight. Pretty cut and dry. Where do you want to start?
Basically, let's just mention, because there's nothing to talk about the Lara versus Jerry Furman and
Yuri Furman. Yuri is like
the
those
rabbi.
guys,
The rabbi.
the guys in Brooklyn. Yuri, you want to buy this car, Yuri? Okay, I sell it to you for good price. 30,000. 30,000. This is a used car. Okay, sell it to you for 22,000. My friend, that's it. Take it.
Basically. So, what do you think about that fight, man? It was.
That shit was so one-sided. I don't know if Yuri Foreman needs money or whatever.
He took that dive?
Yeah, he couldn't get back up, man. He had Bambi legs. He's like, I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to get out. And he couldn't. And just
I don't know. For me, it was a setup, but
yeah.
I'll keep my opinion to myself.
Yeah. One-sided, I think the whole point of that fight and really that whole PBC card was really those were fights to set up those fighters to look good. Lara, I guess they're trying to set him up for another big fight. So I guess they just put that's just more of a name in his resume. That's all that is.
Put his name out there, basically.
Yeah, that's all.
And then we got Anthony Durrell versus Patiti.
Norbert Nemespati from Hungary, which he took a severe beating. From the opening, but I mean, Durrell was way too fast. I mean, he was hard, crisp shots, just hitting him with everything but the sink, and He
was showboating there.
TKO, yeah, that was all one-sided. I felt that card for the PBC, like I said, they're just trying to build those two guys up, Durrell and Lara, to have a big stage fight. That's all it is. So there's pretty much not much to talk about other than that. I think really want to get to is the Showtime fights.
The main event.
The main events, yeah.
Yeah, so Pedraza versus Davis, and I got to eat crow because I picked Pedraza. And,
Me too.
What can I say? I think Pedraza picked the wrong style to fight. He went in the inside and he just fight toe to toe against a guy with way more power than.
But you said it last week though. You said that he had that long layoff, which is true. I think the long layoff affected it because his reflexes weren't sharp. I don't think he's fast, but I think if he would have took a fight in between, his reflexes would have been sharper.
I think not just that. I think everything you put everything together. Basically, he is the longer, rangier, taller, more experienced fighter altogether.
Didn't use his size.
He didn't use his range. He didn't use his skills. He uses anything. A guy went inside to fight against and I think that for me, in my opinion, it got to his head. The fact that people was telling him about his power, and sometimes fighters they get that in the head. Oh, I don't have power. And I see Paulie Malignaggi going through that. And when Paulie fought Sean Porter, that he went in fighting a Sean Porter fight. When Porter got all the skills, all the tools to win a decision against Porter, he decided to go inside just because people kept saying that he didn't have power, et cetera, and he wanted to prove something. And I feel Pedraza falls into the same category, and he wanted to prove something. He wanted to prove to the fans and that he had power, and that's why he committed a mistake. Because if he would have stayed outside, use his range, jab, and set up his punch. He's a great counter puncher, but he didn't use none of that. He went inside from the start and make an ugly fight. And Gervonta is a kid with power, speed, and he's athletic. So what can we say? I mean.
Yeah, and that to be beat by, the shorter fighter too. But yeah, Gervonta Davis had a good mix. In the previous fights I've seen from Gervonta Davis, I feel like he's always gone strictly to the body. But I felt in this fight, he just went, a little bit of a body, went up top, body up top. He was a lot faster than Pedraza, obviously. And like Flacco said last week, he that long layoff, I felt that it affected him. He wasn't as sharp on his reflexes for him to react as fast as he should have. I noticed in the middle of the fight, probably like around the fourth, fifth round. I know it's a short fight, but I know it's around that. He was using a lot of head movement, and it was just. I know head movement is good and all, but if you're just gonna use it over and over again, I mean, after a while, whoever you're fighting is gonna figure it out. It's like, okay, this guy's just doing head movement. He's not using angles. He's not using his legs to move around my shots. So I just noticed that a lot, and Gervonta Davis eventually caught wind of that and just started setting up his punches a lot better. I believe it was a right hand in the 7th round. It knocked him down, and after that it was pretty much over.
Yeah, so. Almost put him through the ropes.
Yeah. A la Hopkins.
A la Hopkins, yep.
He didn't. I don't think he shoved him, Gervonta, did he?
Nah.
He shoved him, no.
So basically, Pedraza blamed it on the weight, that he lost 25 pounds to make the weight, et cetera, and I think it's all excuses.
Cry me a river.
Yeah, and I do congrats Gervonta on becoming a champion at 22 years old. And what do you think is next for Gervonta?
Nah, man, Gervonta Davis. I don't know what's next for him, but the way I see it, the bigger thing to look at is and this is I hate to go off topic with this. There's another topic, but I see it as a good look for Mayweather Promotions as far as their promotional banner. I mean, they have a champion now. They have something to negotiate with. They can set up future fights. I just think it's a good look for them. It's a good title to have to build their brand.
I think that they did a great decision on picking Pedraza, because if you could remember a few months ago, they were talking about Jason Sosa fighting Gervonta, and I think that would be a much tougher fight for Gervonta. I think Sosa got power, and he's a bit awkward, but I think that a fight against Davis and Sosa, it'll be a really good fight. And I still see flaws. I'm still not I'm not all bought into the whole Gervonta. Yeah, I do congratulate him, and like you said, it was a good night for TMT promotion. The whole card, I think it was awesome. Looking to the future of Gervonta, I think that maybe they want to use the kind of style that that promoter using lately. Basically, if you could see the Deontay Wilder, that he got a belt, and then they just keep making themselves better, basically. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, he needs at least 3 more fights, I think, to fight Sosa, or even 6 to fight Lomachenko, basically.
Well, I mean, if you look at the rankings for super featherweight right now, I mean, you can see that for yourself. You can see who the top guy is.
Yeah, I said,
that guy is the fucking boogeyman to me. I mean, you got as the rankings stand right now, based off of BoxRec right now, you have Vasily Lomachenko at number 1, Francisco Vargas at number 2, and I guess that's a fight that Lomachenko mentioned he wanted to make. Orlando Salido at number 3, Jason Sosa at 4. Jezreel Corrales at number 5, Nicholas Walters at 6, Miguel Roman at 7, and Roman Martinez. He could fight any one of those guys. He could probably fight Roman Martinez or Miguel Roman, or even, well, I don't know, Nicholas Walters. Probably that. Who knows? I mean, those guys are looking to make money, so who knows? Probably be, he could
those fights, I see them more reasonable, and for him instead of fighting a Sosa or even a Vasil.
Hell no.
Those are
career
I think,
over.
Yeah, he's too young. I think they should manage him well, and I think Mayweather will manage him pretty well. Yeah, and moving on, let's talk about the main event.
The most controversial fight of the evening.
Yeah, James Degale versus Badou Jack, and how you see that fight?
In my personal opinion, last week I picked Badou Jack winning. I personally felt that Badou Jack won. The way I saw that fight was that I felt that the beginning rounds, I would say probably like the first 3 rounds, I felt that they were both fighting, but I felt that James Degale was a sharper fighter. He was being faster. I felt that Badou Jack wasn't slower. He just wasn't being disciplined. I felt that he was throwing punches. He was missing some of his punches. And I felt maybe after the 3rd to the 4th round, he started getting sharp. He started putting it together like, okay, I got to get it together. What really hurt him, obviously, was that first round knockdown. I felt it was a flash knockdown. Obviously, the referee counted it as a knockdown, so I'm not going to dispute it wasn't. I just think he just didn't mentally engage himself into it. But frankly, man, Badou Jack later on in the fight, he turned it on, and he put a beating on him. I mean, You go on Instagram, man, you can see James Degale's face, man. He looked like the scarecrow, man. He looks terrible. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he just reworked him, and obviously he got that knockdown in the 12th round. So, personally, I felt that Badou Jack won. I feel there's a fight that warrants a rematch. It's a unification fight. So, I mean, it was a majority draw, I believe. So, I just felt that Badou Jack was having more pressure. I know this sounds so cliche, but if he would have had another round, I think he would have been able to get him out of there, Badou Jack.
Yeah, I mean, it was, I don't say controversial. I think that, I feel that for it to be, it was not a robbery because it was that much of a close fight. But then again, I'm with you. I feel that Badou Jack edged it. It was, but then again, if you could argue to me that Degale won the fight by a point, and I won't disagree with you. It was that kind of a fight. But you're right. At the end of the night, is what boxer you want to be. For me, boxing is about the hurt business. And like you said, Badou Jack at the end of the day, I mean, Degale at the end of the night looked like a train ran through him, and he had no teeth, and he was all busted. His head looked like a freaking bubble head. Like, oh man. Yeah, but yeah, I think that those are the reason why I think that Badou Jack edged it. It was a real. I was actually happy with the announcement of the draw because I would have loved to see it again. It was a really good fight.
And the other thing too, I think that was a fair. A lot of people feel that sometimes that decisions aren't fair, but looking in the grand scheme of things, it is fair because if you start to consider, this is for titles.
Yeah,
for titles. These guys work hard for it. It would be a shame to lose your titles in a unification fight to fight you for a robbery. So a draw, hey, you keep your title, I'll keep my title. Maybe we could do this again, and then more convincingly, we can put a performance to where, you know, you win or I win or someone gets a knockdown. So
yeah, the only thing that I disagree with, Badou Jack said he wanted to move to 175, and honestly, I think it's gonna be tough for him at 175. The only guy that I could see him beating is Stevenson, because Stevenson's a little bit older. He haven't been active, and he could. And I heard rumors of Mayweather wanting that fight, but at 175 against guys like the Crusher, Beterbiev, even Andre Ward, I don't think he have no success. So I know he maybe can't make the weight, but I don't know, man. He could take 2 or 3 money fights, money grab, and retire basically. Because at 175, I can't see him being there for a couple more years. Like, yeah. Honestly,
if I were him, I'd probably try to make this rematch. Will probably be the best thing. Try to do an immediate rematch and
yeah. Now that he could probably still make the weight, probably make
get
it.
If I were him, try to get the rematch, get a unification, then get a big money fight, and try to get that one big money fight and then move up.
Yeah,
even if it's at catchweight.
Or even if they go to London and make the fight. In the UK, I think he'll make way more money. And it was a great fight. It was like, for me as of now is a young years that already started, but this fight could be by the end of the year probably at top 10 fight of the year. I mean, it was a really good fight. I was actually on the edge of my seat throughout the whole fight, so yeah, I won't mind seeing it again. But I don't know, man. Badou Jack moving to 175, I can't see it.
Too many killers up there.
Yeah, and then the thing is that he had a knockout early in his career. So, and he got dropped. I see it. I know it's a flash knockdown, but that's the thing about him. Sometimes he's not stable on his feet. Like, he's off balance, and that's when they catch him. And if they catch him with a good punch, and he goes down, it's not good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so that's pretty much how. Hopefully, there's a rematch. So I know there's not much to talk about as far as boxing this week, being that there are no significant cards on television this week. There's another topic we can talk about. Is this off topic? Is the Amir Khan sex tape? What do you feel about that, bro? What do you think?
This guy's a clown for me. I mean, keep your private parts to yourself, my man.
Yeah. Well, don't put them online.
Don't send them to your side chicks and expect them to not to put them.
Amir Khan, an adult friend finder. Hi, my name's Amir. I'm Muslim. I like women. I know Oscar. We could do a 3-way. Call me. I think the basis behind it, he was on Skype chat, and I guess he was masturbating or playing with himself. And then
can we move on? There's better news. There's
hey, I'm just putting it out there. Hey, look, he's a boxer. You know what I'm saying? You think he would learn from Oscar De La Hoya's mistakes? You know,
these boxers they don't learn. I mean, and I get it. They go through a lot. You know, getting punched in the head is not fun.
It's almost like they make these sex tapes, and then they have their laptop in the airport, just leave it by itself, be like, hope no one steals my laptop. It takes for sex tape. They hacked into it. They stole it. Those people.
Freaking Adrian Broner did a sex tape. Now Amir Khan, come on. Let's move on. We got more interesting topics to talk about, and we got Canelo versus Chavez Jr. And this is gonna lead to our next topic, which is fights that we want to watch. But let's talk about Canelo and Chavez Jr. before we move on. The top fights that we want to see for 2017. What do you think about the Canelo and Chavez Jr. fight?
I think I spoke about this some time back, but I thought it was a fight that was going to be made, not necessarily for bragging rights or anything like that. The way, and I've talked about this, the way they're marketing Canelo, they're trying to make as much money as possible from him. I mean, if you're putting off the Triple G fight, it's for the purpose of you have other things in mind you're trying to make money with. And I think with Canelo and what Golden Boy and Oscar are doing with him is they're trying to capitalize the most amount of money they can from him before they take such a risky fight. And Canelo against Chavez Jr. is great, not necessarily for just boxing fans, but just for the Mexican fan base, for the Latino fan base, because I mean, just the name alone, Chavez Jr., the son of Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., just off of that, even if you're not a boxing fan, just a general fan person, just watch, they buy it just to see hey, look, it's Chavez's son. And the thing is, Chavez Jr. is no pushover. I mean, he got knocked down by Fanfara, but the kid's got a chin. He's got decent boxing ability. The problem with Chavez Jr. is his discipline as far as making weight and being disciplined as far as maintaining his exercise regimen. As far as Canelo was a star. So I think the fight is being made more for money, just to have, to make a lot of money. I mean, you got to think, when is this fight going to happen? Is it April?
Not May.
May? Okay, yeah. Oh,
May
there you
weekend.
go. You know what I'm saying? Mexican Independence Day, Cinco de Mayo? No, that's not.
Yeah, Cinco de Mayo is basically a United States, basically.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's Cinco de
too.
Mayo, 2 Mexican fighters. One of them is the son of a legend. The other one is the current star. It's just, I personally feel, if you can ask me who wins, it's going to be Canelo. I mean, I don't see Chavez Jr. beating Canelo.
This is for me. This is actually a tough fight for Canelo, because, for instance, you're giving Chavez Jr. 4 months for him to get in shape. I had just recently heard that there's no. He said that there was a hydration clause, but now I heard there's not one. So if there's not,
well, I mean, both of them don't want to be limited. If you talk about Canelo, then
all right. So put this together. We know that Chavez Jr. likes to work with Memo and et cetera, and
Memo.
Yeah, and they don't do any drug testing for it. I don't know if they're gonna do one or not, but put this together. Let's say Chavez Jr. uses some diuretics to get to the weight. He makes the weight. Won't Chavez Jr. be the biggest guy that Canelo have ever fought in his career?
Well, I mean, what's the fight gonna be? I know it's at a catch weight. What's the
164.5 Canelo weight. New Canelo weight.
Well, I know. What Canelo comes in at 180 when he fights. So
yeah, usually. So eventually he's gonna come out probably.
So 164. I know Canelo can make that weight. It's not a problem. Canelo, who knows? He'll probably come in at 160 just to maintain. I feel that maybe Chavez to make the 164 is probably going to be a little tough. Because the thing is, I don't think Canelo has to come in at that big weight. But you're right. Canelo's going to be the smaller guy, though.
Exactly. Yeah. And you're not putting attention to what I'm saying. He got 4 months to get to the weight. He's not like he got 2 months or 3 months. He got 4 months to make the weight. So let's say he makes the weight, which I think that's the hardest part. Night of the ring, Canelo usually comes in at 155, 154, and then he IV himself up all the way to 180, around there. If he does the same thing, he goes to 160. Because right now, let's say Canelo's 179, 180. Let's say right now, because he's a big dude. Because on his 30-day weigh-in, he was around 165 or no, 168 or something around there for his Cotto fight. And so basically 30-day weigh-in before the fight, that's 1 month before the fight. So let's say he's 10 to 15 pounds at walk weight, and then he drops to 164 with no problem, and then IV himself to 180, and maybe a little bit more. He'll probably be slower than ever. So think about it. This is a fight that I actually give chavezJr. Most of a chance than any other fan. I think this is a 60-40, 55-45 fight for me. I mean, if he comes, if chavezJr. train his ass out.
Yeah, but even for him to make his weight in his division is still tough. Like,
I'm saying,
Yeah.
but you're still not putting attention. Diuretics. If you use diuretics,
colonics,
or some of colonics, hey, dude, freaking, I heard Thurman used that in his last fight. So I don't know if it's true or not, whatever. But if you use some kind of source to drop the weight and goes back and is healthy, this is a tough fight for Canelo, dude. I'm telling you, I think that Canelo have never fought a guy bigger than him in his entire career. There's nobody. Name one. And I'll give you 10 seconds.
You're right. He hasn't fought anyone bigger than him. You're right. Unless he's had a fight in Mexico, one of those guys that we didn't even know of. But here within the United States, at the very least, we can say everyone he's fought is not. You're right. I mean, if you look at Canelo's resume, the guys he's fought ever since he got here to the U.S. have not been bigger than him. He's usually had the advantage in weight and size. So as far as that, I mean, I think they're really putting it on the fact that they're hoping he has to kill himself to make the weight. And that's because, I mean, if you look at size advantage, I mean, chavezJr. has a size advantage over him.
Yeah, he's bigger because Canelo he's marked at 5'8". He's probably, and he looked in front of Mayweather.
He's 6'1".
Huh?
He's 6'1".
chavezJr.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's way bigger. Yo, I'm telling you, this fight he could actually be a threat. I'm not saying that I'm picking him to win, but I'm thinking this is a life threat. This is a life underdog.
And then this guy's 5'9", so
they say he's 5'9". When he fought Mayweather, he looked at about the same size as Mayweather. And Mayweather's what, 5'8", 5'7"?
5'8".
5'8", so yeah, he could be 5'9".
And he's got 3 inches on the reach. Canelo has 70-inch reach, and then this guy's 73.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this could be. And at above 175, yeah, I could see him getting hurt. I could see, but dude, I mean, unless the whole thing that I could see is basically they would drain him down to 164.5, and then Canelo attack the body. But then again, if he maintain outside fight using his jab and his distance, it could be a.
Yeah, I think if they just make it an entertaining fight, it should be good. But me personally, I know you're going for chavezJr., but
I'm not saying I'm going. I'm saying that he's a live
So
dog.
who's your pick if you had to pick?
If I were to pick right now, I'll still pick Canelo. But I'm saying
so you got all this research, but you're still gonna go in. No, I don't risk anything. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just
Man, I'm saying that he's a live dog. That's all I'm saying.
The
guy haven't fought. He's been inactive.
You're right. If he stays disciplined to his regimen,
that's what I'm saying.
Just 4 months is a lot of time. He avoids Doritos. He avoids weed, and he
Cereals
stops eating cereal. Eats protein shakes instead of Lucky Charms for breakfast. I think he's got a chance. And then obviously he does his road work. He's got to They can be like just knocking his door like. Be like, Chavez, wake up! You gotta go running. I don't feel like it. I want to watch MTV and watch, and drink weed or whatever, or just smoke and drink.
The question is, because Roach, I don't think is gonna train him. Who's gonna train him?
I don't know. I mean, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
He was with Roach. He was with Garcia before, but then Garcia dropped him.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's not with anybody right now. My best pick is probably his pops could train him. What do you think about that? I think if his pops train him, I mean,
he's got good advice there on what is the show? The Golpe a Golpe.
yeah, you got it.
That's about it. But I don't, And you know what's funny about that is just like, if I were chavezJr, I'd feel pissed because like I remember when Triple G came on this show, his dad was all over him like, oh man, look at this guy, he's great. And it's like, well, my dad just show me love like he shows Triple G love. He's like, because you don't fight him. He's like, it's like, for me, I see it as I don't think it's a matter of trainer. I think at this level in the career, you got to think you've been doing this your whole life. A trainer is good to teach you things to add to your toolbox, but I don't think a trainer at this point in your career where you basically fight by yourself in the ring is going to give you much more. You mentioned Memo, Angel Memo Hereda as a nutritionist. If he has him as his nutritionist, and he gets any training, just a trainer to motivate him, he'll be fine. But the main thing in this fight is going to be his nutrition. If he can make the weight, that guy's a monster.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I would see. That's what I was saying. I'm not saying that he. I'm trying to say that he's a live underdog. He fought
when he fought Dominic British that no-name fight in, I don't know, what was it, Mexico, Canada or something. He looked good. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully he's a live dog.
This is the bigger guy. Like I said, I'm not saying that he's gonna win. I'm saying that he's a live underdog. This is gonna be a good fight. I'm actually hype about this fight. Another fight that I'm actually hype about. And
we're gonna segue. We're gonna move to another one. All right.
Lemieux versus Stevens is made for March 11th, which is making March, the month of March.
Month of March is
going to be, hot. Hot.
I don't know, man. Who you got for that?
Ooh, I mean, none of them have been looking good. If it would have been Lemieux after the Tapia fight, I would have picked Lemieux just like this. Mm-hmm. But then again, Stevens haven't looked good neither against De La Rosa. He didn't look that good neither. So it's hard. I think both of them didn't look that good in their last fight. It was due to motivation and their opponent. I mean, I think they're the type of guys that when they fight bigger name opponents, they give themselves their all. And we're gonna see a really good fight. And actually, I've been waiting for this fight. And when I made my list of 2017 fight that I would want to watch, this was one of the fights. Yeah, it was one.
So
of them.
So you don't have anyone particular? Or?
As of right now, I'll edge it to Lemieux, but I could change. I like them both, man.
I'm gonna go with Brooklyn. I'm gonna go with Stevens.
Yeah, I might pick Stevens. Let's see when they get closer. A month from now, February 18, I'll tell you. I'll make my pick. But as of right now, I gotta see the training. I gotta see. But then again, Stevens, he's training with David Jackson, so that's a plus, and that's one of my favorite trainers. So
yeah,
I think, hey, this is a really good fight. I'm actually hype about it.
Yeah, if Curtis Stevens, the thing is, Curtis Stevens, and I think the fight most people remember is the one with Triple G. The thing is, he became too eager. Curtis Stevens has power, but the thing is, he just needs to be. With a guy like Lemieux too, you can't, you got to look at the way Triple G fought Lemieux. A lot of people thought, Triple G was just going to go in and try to obliterate him in the early rounds. But one thing people, remember about that fight is that Triple G utilized his jab. He didn't go for the kill right away. He just kept jabbing him, kept popping that little rooster thing back and forth, his hair. His stylist was like, oh no, what the hell? He's like, his hair's going back. And then later on, once he broke him down, then he went for the kill. So if Curtis Stevens can utilize something like that, just try to systematically break him down and be patient. Not saying not fight him, but just don't be so aggressive in the early rounds. Then I think he has a chance, but you really don't want to exchange too early with Lemieux because it's dangerous. Yeah. He's dangerous.
That's key, and I believe that Curtis gotta have you gotta be patient, and I think that will give him a fight. Mm-hmm. But moving on, what are the fights that you want to see on 2017 on the top of your head?
I mean, the only fight I'm keep thinking about. I mean, as we're recording this podcast right now, they just released the press conference release for the Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia fight, and that's a fight that like I've mentioned it before. Danny Garcia is my favorite fighter, so
that's KO?
No. Thurman is gonna be looking up. And the thing is, I don't really want to talk too much about the fight because I think as we get closer to the fight, I'm gonna give my pick and everything. Well, obviously Garcia is my pick, but the reasons why, I'll give that later on. But just looking at that alone, that's a fight that I was really looking forward to. I think
Garcia is gonna get rocked.
He's trying to bait me, but I'm gonna be patient enough to not even try to take the bait. I'm gonna be disciplined enough, But yeah, if you guys get a chance, I think it's on Fight Hype.
Yeah, they got it. It's all over YouTube. You can watch it.
Yeah, I think. It's on Instagram on everything. But if you go to Fight Hype, they have the complete video of Angel Garcia getting in his ass, saying he's gonna get a facelift. He's gonna get rocked. And I think it honestly got under Keith Thurman's skin. I think it got under his skin.
I think it was backwards. I think Keith got into Angel Garcia's skin. Garcia got all disrespectful, dropping N-bombs.
But that's always.
Nah, but he got too disrespectful. And then when Thurman walks toward him,
what's the game plan? The game plan's going there, whoop his ass.
This guy, they even try to shut Angel down. They even try to mute his mic, man. This guy
mute my mic. Turn my mic up.
I don't want to attack you. I want to leave the heat for.
I'm gonna have a whole rant for that one, man. So it's like
because me and JC, we go at it when it comes to Danny Garcia.
Man, is that you can't pick against them.
So if you guys listen to the podcast, y'all want to listen to the preview. The preview for the Thurman Garcia because this is gonna be fired. I'm telling you, we go at it. But anyways. I think going to the topic, I think fight that I want to see, and I'll go by division.
Hey, you know what? I don't know if you're gonna mention it, but the hopefully if Gary Russell and Lomachenko they should fight
a rematch.
That's something I wanted to see.
All right, so I'll go from heavyweight and Wilder versus the winner of AJ versus WK.
WK.
Vladimir Klitschko. Winner, which I believe AJ is going to be the winner. So that's a fight that I really want to watch. I think since Wilder won that belt, he haven't really defended against no top opponent. So
they actually said that. I think they actually beat the record for the George Groves fight in the Wembley Stadium. So it's going to be a huge fight.
Yeah, as of now they got 80,000 tickets sold, and they trying to get 10 more, so they're going for 90, and it's crazy. So moving on.
Changing of the guard. That's all that is.
I'm not really a cruiserweight fan, so I'm gonna skip that one. But I'll go to 175, and I really want to see either the Crusher versus Stevenson or a rematch versus Andre Ward. Those are fights that
rematch.
Yeah, we deserve a rematch.
Yeah, but Ward ain't gonna give it to him.
On the 168, I'll say I would like to see the rematch versus Degale versus Jack, or even I would like to see a fight versus either Degale or Badou Jack versus Gervonta Ramirez at 168. At 160, we definitely want to see Triple G versus Canelo. At 154, Lara versus Boo Boo, my boy Boo Boo.
Oh, man, that's a great fight, man, because I feel that guy deserves something better.
At welterweight, we're going to see Keith Thurman versus Garcia, but a fight that I would really want to see is, because I know Keith Thurman's going to win, Keith Thurman versus Spence. That's a fight I want to see. At 140, at 140, I would like to see my boy Terrell Crawford versus none other than AB, your boy, Adrian Broner.
You know, AB.
At 130, Loma versus Salido rematch. Yeah, I know a lot of people not interested in that fight because a lot of people think that Loma is gonna beat him, but that's gonna be a good fight. Or either Loma versus not even Loma, Gervonta versus Sosa. I think that'll be a good fight for the end of the year. And then at lower weight, I mean, I really want to see Rigondeaux versus anybody, any top name.
Carl
Frampton, even Loma, Gary Russell,
Abner Mares.
Yeah, anybody, a big name.
I want to see Abner Mares fight someone else because I mean he had a good year and I think people don't give him the credit he deserves. But I felt 2016.
He should fight the Santa Cruz Frampton winner. I think that would be a really because he came in an impressive win
and he looked really good.
Yeah, for his last fight, and he deserved a fight against one of those opponents. And I mean he's with Heyman, so that's an easy fight for it to happen. And then I'll go to Chocolatito versus either Cuadra rematch, Estrada rematch, or Inouye. Those are the fights that I want to watch for 2017.
2017, man. Well, I think that's it. Is it?
Yeah, man. You got anything else? Anything you want to add to that?
No, just hopefully justice for Khan. Just
Khan got to stay out. No, man. This guy, man. He trying to make some money out of
side money.
Man.
He didn't get the Mayweather fight, so he has to. Yeah.
Pacquiao didn't want to fight him.
I put a down payment on that mansion. I thought I was gonna get that Mayweather fight, so I'm trying to get some money with the sex tape.
So we'll go with Brian.
Okay.
All right, Brian on cue. What's up, Brian? Talk to me.
What's up, Boxing Rampage? How's it going, guys?
What's up, bro, man? Glad to have you back, man.
Sorry that I couldn't be part of the shows last couple weeks, going through some family problems and stuff like that. But I'm glad to be back. Everything is good now, so just wanted to pretty much give my 2 cents on the whole Gervonta Davis and the Sniper Pedraza fight. Good fight, man. All out action. It was great. Davis, he's talented, man. He kind of surprised me a little bit. Great combinations, great speed. What can I say about Gervonta, man? He's actually the truth. I see him and I think of Errol Spence. I mean, this guy with his combinations, he's so quick. Defense, I mean, this dude got the package, man. And you know what? He deserved that win, man. It was great going back and forth. I'm shocked. Well, I don't see shocked, but I mean, his talent, his skill level is just wow, man. This kid's definitely going to go to the top, man, without a doubt.
Davis is a beast, bro. Yeah, man. I think he got a good future.
With the Badou Jack and, Degale fight, I'm not a big fan of Jack. Actually, I'm not a fan of either one of those guys, to be honest with you. But you know what? Degale was a great fight. It was all out. This guy, Degale even lost a tooth. And, it was action-packed, man. That was a great way to start the new year with some great fights, all-out action. These guys weren't really holding. They weren't running. They were throwing blows. I mean, it was just in general, it was a competitive fight, and it was close. It was close. It ended up being a draw. I guess, I would have favored maybe Jack a little bit. So I would have given him the W. But you know what? Honestly, at the end of the day, I'm not really upset with the decision being a draw. So, hopefully they can mix it up. Now they're saying that, Jack is going to move up. So that might not happen. But, like I said, I wasn't really a big fan of these guys before. But you know what? Now I will actually watch them more. So, yeah, it was an exciting fight.
Definitely exciting. Super exciting. I mean, a great way to start the year. But moving on, because I got John also. You want to give his 2 cents. What are the fights that you want to see for 2017?
There's a lot of fights that are already made. A couple fights like the Thurman Garcia fight. I can't wait for that fight. I really can't, and I would love, I know Thurman's going to win that fight, honestly. But I really want to see what Thurman could do with Errol Spence. I think out of all the 147 guys, then the one guy that will give Errol Spence a hard time will be Thurman. For me, Spence, I think he'll blow Garcia. He will blow away Crawford, which is smaller if they move up. Any of those guys, they can't hang with Spence, So Spence is the one guy I want to see. I don't particularly care who he's gonna fight with, but pretty much who I just want to see him fight. If it's Kell Brook, he's gonna win. It doesn't matter. But I want to see Spence fight. It's already been a couple months, and I know he's trying to wait to see with Kell Brook if he's gonna fight him. This is supposedly in the next 2 weeks so they're gonna announce his opponent. I hope Kell does the right thing and fights him, even though he knows he has no chance. So.
What do you think about the Canelo and chavezJr fight? Doesn't that fight intrigue you something in the inside? Ain't you hype about this fight?
I don't care too much for this Canelo and Chavez fight. I think if anything, Canelo, if he really wanted some competition, he should have fought Gilberto Ramirez. I think that would have been a better fight, quite frankly. Chavez, you know how he is, man. But yeah, so I think I would have loved to see that fight better. Canelo obviously, let's see now. Now is he gonna fight G after this? If he loses, it just kind of loses everything. He should win the fight regardless. But yeah, I mean, that's. I think he should have fought Ramirez. I would have preferred seeing that fight. So
Gotcha.
one other fight I would actually like to watch is Klitschko's one of my favorite fighters, even though a lot of people say he's boring, but he held the titles for so long. He did become more boring towards the later end of his career, but if Klitschko loses to Joshua, which I think it honestly is gonna happen. I hate to say I think it's gonna happen. I would really like them to Joshua fight Wilder, and they could unify this. Uh, I don't really like Wilder, and I think Joshua could just blow him out the park. Or maybe put Joshua against King Kong Ortiz, like something like that. So let's see. That's another fight I would have loved to see in the future. Hopefully, 2017, it could happen.
Definitely, man. And thanks again for calling. I'm glad you're back. See you on next time, our next show. And let's move on real quick with John. John, give me your thoughts of the fights and your ideas for 2017, the fights that you decided to see on 2017.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, brother? How you doing? How's everything?
What a great way to start off the new year with some really great boxing to watch.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
So I ended up not seeing the fights that were on Show Extreme.
I'm gonna tell you something though. You did not miss anything.
So that limited me to the Pedraza fight and the main event with the Gale and Jack. So after watching the Pedraza fight, I kind of knew that was going to happen. I was never big on Pedraza just because a lot of people said he's a good amateur boxer. I just don't feel like he's a great professional, especially since Cherry gave him all sorts of problems. I thought he actually lost the fight to Cherry. So I felt like Gervonta was going to do the KO. I just thought it was going to happen before 6th. And if I felt that it went past the 6th or 7th round, I thought that there's a good chance that Davis would have gotten hurt and actually gotten out of there. But that didn't happen. He did pretty well. He used a lot of angles. The problem is that he relies on his athleticism too much. And if someone times him properly, someone with power, he's going to get clipped and he's going to get hurt. So I just wonder how his chin is. Let's see how he does against a puncher. Maybe someone against let's see him against Salido. See how he fares against Salido, and then put him in against the Wolves. You want to put him against Gary Russell. You want to put him against Lomachenko, whoever.
Yeah, we had mentioned Jason Sosa, but actually Salido is a good fight for him because Salido, for me, I think he's already about to be out, and it'll be like that type of fight, like the old guy who is a legend versus the new guy type of fight. So that would be a really good fight.
Now for the Jack and the Degale fight. I felt it was a great fight. Great way to start off the new year. Two top-level fighters at 168, just doing their thing, going to war. It was a pretty brutal fight, but I gave the fight to Badou Jack. My scorecard was 115 to 112. I think I scored 1 or 2 rounds even. I'm not scared to give even rounds for fights that are close, just because I feel like it kind of avoids the swing rounds, and you could kind of it's more of an even playing field. But I felt that Jack did the better punching. I felt that his defense was pretty tight. Jack doesn't have this amazing athletic ability. I think he does the basics and the foundation extremely well. He has a tight guard. A couple of punches go, they slide through the middle, maybe an uppercut or a straight right through the middle of his guard. But he's pretty fundamentally sound. He moves side to side. He gets most of the punches. He parries most of the punches with just a very basic defense and with some basic lateral movement. So I feel that, he doesn't really waste a lot of energy, and that's why he was a lot fresher in there as opposed to the Gale, who does a lot of, I don't want to say running around the ring, but I feel like it's unnecessary movement, and he thinks it looks great, but it really doesn't. It serves no purpose. I think Jack could have done a little bit better at cutting off the ring and stopping Degale in his tracks, but Degale definitely showed heart. Definitely showed a little of his experience by spitting out that mouthpiece from time to time. I think he spit it out like 3 times in the fight. and Paulie did a good job at calling him out. I think the second time when he said, "Oh, he spit it out," which I thought it was an accident. I thought it fell out, but you could clearly see during the fight telecast that during the replay that he clearly spit it out. And yeah, it was just a great fight. I hope they do it again. I could definitely see Badou Jack doing pretty well at light heavyweight. He does have some names to look good against. Obviously, there's Kovalev, and there's also what's the other Russian guy's name? Beterbiev. If he avoids those two fighters, he should be fine in the division. I'm not really worried about Andre Ward. I really don't give a shit about Andre Ward. I don't think Andre Ward's up for any sort of challenge anymore. I think he's ready to hang him up and retire. So that's my thoughts on that fight.
Definitely agree. And just before I let you go, is there any specific fight that you really want to see in 2017? If there is, so mention it, and then I'll let you go, bro. Thanks again for being part of this show.
I would really like to see Errol Spence get in there with a top 5 welterweight. Not just a top 10, a top 5. Whether that be against Kell Brook or Keith Thurman or Danny Garcia, whomever. Because I know he's the goods, and I feel like he is the best welterweight in the division. Although he is unproven, I still feel he passed the eye test, and I think he would dominate this division with ease. Let's also get Canelo in the fucking ring with Gennady Golovkin, so that Gennady Golovkin can beat that fucking ass. I am sick and tired of Canelo acting like a tough guy, calling Gennady in the ring, and then bitching out.
Haha, I didn't want to be with the ones to spoil this for the Canelo fans, but I totally agree with that, man. Canelo's a phony, man. Hopefully he fight Triple G on September, but yeah. Thanks again for being part of the show, for calling, and see you next time, bro.
So I guess that wraps it up, folks. Thank you for listening to the podcast.
Thank you again for listening to Boxing Rampage. Follow us on Instagram at Boxing Rampage. Email us at, have you even checked our emails?
Hell no. That thing was having like 1,000 messages. People were like, yo, I want to reach out to you. BoxingRampage1@gmail.
BoxingRampage1@gmail. Yeah, just subscribe on YouTube.
And Apple.
Yeah. And yeah, show us love, guys. I mean, we're going to be here for the whole 2017.
We're growing little by little, bro.
Yeah, we're growing. We want some likes on YouTube, please.
All right,
and thank you guys. Have a good one.
Out.